Physical students at West County High School, we are on our final section, section 4 of chapter 10. The title of this section is Using Sound, and the main idea, sound waves are used to locate objects, to form images, and to treat medical problems, which is like weird, right? Who would have thought? You do not need the KW. Acoustics, followed by the page number. You can find it in the textbook. Some scientists and engineers specialize in what's known as acoustics, which is the study of sound. This echoing effect produced by many reflections of sound is called reverberation. Second bullet point, during an orchestra performance like the ones you saw in the last section, reverberation can improve or ruin the sound of music. They know that soft, porous materials can reduce excess reverberation, so they might recommend that the walls of concert halls be lined with carpets and draperies. A good example of this, if you remember having a band or a choir concert in the gymnasium, although fantastic, the acoustics sound much better in, say, a church or a dance hall, because you have those more porous things like carpet and wood to help kind of suck up or absorb some of those vibrations. Echolocation is the process of locating objects by emitting sounds and interpreting the sound waves that are reflected back. So an example you'll want to write down: at night, bats swoop around in darkness without bumping into anything. Why? Echolocation. Their senses of sight and smell help them navigate, and many species of bats also depend on echolocation. Sonar is a system that uses the reflection of underwater sound waves to detect objects.
Sonar uses waves to find objects that are underwater. A sound pulse is emitted toward the bottom of the ocean. The sound travels through the water and is reflected when it hits something solid. A sensitive underwater microphone called a hydrophone picks up the reflected signal.
Ultrasound in medicine, page number. One of the important uses of ultrasonic waves is in medicine. Using special instruments, medical professionals can send ultrasonic waves into a specific part of a patient's body. Reflected ultrasonic waves are used to detect and monitor conditions such as pregnancy, certain types of heart disease, and cancer. So just to give you an idea of what we're looking at a 4D high-definition live ultrasound of a baby at 35 weeks gestation. And as you can clearly see, the baby is now smiling and getting ready to go into a little bit of a lip pout. This is 22 weeks. It's about 11 weeks, and now we have 22 weeks. When your baby is just a couple months old, that's what it's doing. 30 weeks. 11 weeks. 19 weeks. 15 weeks. 15 weeks. 30 weeks, almost ready. 35 weeks. 15 weeks. Shopping maybe? 16 weeks. Umbilical cord's kind of wrapped around his head. Jogging at 15 weeks. Going to the gym. Eight weeks. 16 weeks on a snowboard. 23 weeks and running out of room. You can see the skin and the bones of a baby. At 16 weeks, the vertebra column, and sucking a thumb at only 15 weeks old. "21 weeks, sucking fingers. This baby must smell something stinky or it has a runny nose at 35 weeks. Running out of room, back with the foot, up the nose. 24 weeks. "22 weeks. This one's crying, not very happy. This 15-week-old baby has an itchy head. This 16-week-old fetus says, "Let me out of here." Here we have a twin kicking its other twin. 16 weeks old and they're already fighting. This little one, you're boring him. And it thinks this video is also boring. 24 weeks. Oh, not again. 15 weeks. And this cutie's sweet. Look at that smile. 25 weeks. Like X-rays, ultrasound can be used to produce images of internal structures. So the sound waves reflect off the targeted organs or tissues, and the reflected waves are used to produce electric signals. And a computer program will then convert those electric signals into video images called sonograms. And we can do a lot of things with them other than just look at babies. You can see any malformations of the different valves of the heart, perhaps even of your digestive system to see maybe what's going on. It's less invasive and quite frankly, easier recovery, if any recovery at all, to see what's going on through a picture from the outside of your body than it is to do what they used to do when I was growing up, and that's just cut open and see. So treating with an ultrasound, sometimes small hard deposits of calcium compounds or other minerals form in the kidneys, making kidney stones. Ultrasonic treatments are commonly used to break them up if they can't pass out on their own. So we use those bursts of ultrasounds to create vibrations that cause the stones to break up into smaller pieces, so then those fragments can come out with urine. Make sure you write down that slide. This is the end of Chapter 10.